Hi, you're watching The Forum, and I'm your host, Ashley Tate, here with my co-host, Christy Largent, and also we are here with Brian Christopher, and he and his son, Finn. I didn't forget about you, but I was going to talk about you a little bit later. But going back to Brian Christopher, he is the owner of Cottonwood Drug, and it is the home of the pill bug. And I love that. And also we're here to talk to him today about his backpack project that he started in his community. So thank you so much for both of you guys coming on. And
thank you.
So where's Cottonwood Pharmacy located? To get you started. Cottonwood Drug. I'm sorry. I already goofed up the name.
No, Cottonwood Pharmacy. It's been there 37 years. It's in the Holiday Market down off of Gas Point Road. Okay. So sometimes folks in Reading think Cottonwood's a long way to go.
I know.
But it's not.
It's right off the freeway.
It is. And we have quite a few pill bugs. You may have seen them running around town. So the delivery is a large range.
What is a pill bug?
Do you know what a pill bug is?
Yeah.
It's a car that's sort of shaped like a bug.
That's right. And what do they do?
They drive around and we tell the drivers to go somewhere to sell pills.
I love that. I love that. Entrepreneurship right here.
Very good.
Right here. Already set up for it.
I love that. They go and sell pills. And we're glad that the business is thriving because the business is underwriting what you're really here to talk about with us today. And why don't you tell us about your backpack program?
That's right.
Backpack program. So back in November, we decided as a company to approach the community with a service and need. We knew that we wanted to address children specifically. So, and we give to many organizations, like I'm sure everybody does, but we wanted one that affected the community directly. So our tenets were direct impact on our community, something our employees could be involved in on a regular basis, something we could do consistently, and something that was feasible. Because we aren't a 501c, so we wanted to be a project. We brought in some community folks. One was the Shepherd's Heart, which is a 501c, and they had mentioned to us that there was a need for a backpack program. They had tried to start with the schools, but no labor was available or the budget in the food in the schools to provide the food. So kind of got involved with that, working with Loudon, the superintendent down there, Mr. Loudon, and it took from November to about a month and a half ago, we got the approval. And it became more specific as we were going along, and so it pinpointed just kindergarten to second grade children that they get their sustenance or their diet is specifically from their school lunches. So they get their lunch and their breakfast at school. They leave on Friday, and they typically don't get any nutrition until Monday. So that leads to a very distracted learning environment. So the teachers are able to identify it pretty specifically. They look at it and they say, hey, these children, they're not thinking, they're not able to concentrate on top of the malnutrition. So that kind of started growing from there. We got the approval. The Loudon approached the families. They sent out a letter, and Holiday Market gives a pretty discounted rate on the products that we purchase, and ended up there was 20 children. And so every Friday, we send down 2 staff members from our business to the school. They pack a standard menu. The menus are, there's 3 menus, but they typically have, this is the biggest part, it has to be stuff that a kindergarten to a second grader can do. So it has to be microwavable, or even the macaroni and cheese, or the Chef Boyardee. It can't be anything you have to cook. And then the fruit and the granola bars. So there's 2 lunches, 2 dinners, and 2 breakfasts, and then snacks as well.
That go into the lunchbox on Friday. Into the backpack on Fridays.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is amazing.
Say that again. There's 2 lunches. This is just a smattering then.
This is just a little bit.
A little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're going to get 2 lunches.
2 dinners.
And 2 dinners.
Yep, and then the snacks along with.
Wow.
I know,
so
it's pretty amazing.
They could go through and eat a granola bar and some crackers and peanut butter at the very least.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
And then you had a little
juice.
protege to kind of see how it works.
Absolutely.
Did you ever try to make all this stuff on your own? No? How did you know that that would work for them? You could probably make that stuff, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So tell us, Finn, you're here. You really wanted to tell us about this program. What is it you wanted to share with us about the backpack program?
That I'm really glad that we're doing this.
That's right.
Have you been down to do it? Have you went and gone?
Yeah, I've been once.
Yeah. Nice. What'd you do?
There's like 20 meals, and then I pack. A employee comes with my dad, and then it's on Fridays we pack food into these backpacks, and then at the end of the day they give them out.
I love that. Did you learn anything from going to that and seeing that there's some kids that don't have the opportunity to eat at will like you do?
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
That I'm really thankful that I have all the food that I have.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my gosh. You make me want to cry.
I know.
He's so cute. I just can't get over it.
This is funded right now by Cottonwood Drug. Is correct?
Correct. So we aren't a 501c, and we naturally wanted it to be, consistency is one of our tenets, even if we went to the business side and product. We want to be able to do this, and so like we're second generation business, and we want to take care of the generations that are coming up, at least in our community, minimum. Growing it would be a fantastic idea, but we said, well, we need to be able to finance this directly out of our pocket, as donation is almost a word that is, it's almost generic. We want it to just be our project.
Right.
And we've had people in the community that are hearing stories already that have reached out and said, hey, we'll give you $100 or so
I love that.
a month towards it. So it's just great that it's organic. We really aren't hanging our hat on it for business growth. It's kindergarten to second grade. So every bag has a little note of affirmation, because we all need to hear that we are fantastic.
Absolutely.
What does this one says? ABC, have a great day. I love it. It's a sticker. Is it a sticker?
No, it's just a little, maybe
it's
it's
a sticker.
Oh, it is a sticker. Yeah.
I like that. Stickers are popular in my house.
Yeah, we every time we put the food in the backpack, we put do we put 2 stickers in?
A sticker or a bookmark, sure.
Yeah.
That's
Something,
Yeah.
Now, one of the things also that I've kind of found out about you as well is that you are very much into your community, as you were saying, not only in doing your backpack project, which is amazing, but also in encouraging shopping local. So tell us a little bit about how you encourage your community to shop local and stay local, and why that's so important.
Well, what it comes down to for us, that's you were talking about that earlier, it's really is service, and being able to stay in the community for as long as we have and other businesses have. You have to really focus on the service entities. So when it comes to the dynamic changes that are happening in our healthcare right now, everybody is very aware of them.
Absolutely.
It's a lot to navigate. It's quite a bit to navigate. We have an institutional pharmacy as well that solely focuses on group homes and assisted living facilities and older clientele. Yes.
Okay, it's like a division of Cottonwood Drug.
Yeah, and so that one, there's a lot when it comes to your insurance programs and from Medicare D, and so we have a lot of services that focus on that as well. So service is how you stay there, and then it is just being part of the community
and delivery helps too, right? I mean, I think that's a pretty big part of, and we're not going to spend that much time on the business side of things, but I do think that's a huge part of what makes your business do so well, because you deliver. And do you deliver in Reading and other areas, or?
Certainly. So we deliver from. Do you know?
Tell us, Ben.
I think from Cottonwood to Paradise.
Wow.
In Mount Shasta.
What? Really?
That's a ways. That is amazing. So if you ever need
big,
if you ever need drugs, I mean that's kind of huge.
Yes, absolutely. With online, I mean you can do anything at home now. You just online refills and then home delivery. It's pretty simple. Yeah, you don't have to really leave your check.
I'm going to do that for my next EpiPen.
There you go.
Do you have to have a minimum?
Nope, no.
What? Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
So going back, go ahead.
Oh, well, going back to this, we thought it would be smaller. It ended up being 20 children. So these kids now, we have the stories we hear, which is fabulous. You go in to fill the bags on Fridays, and every Friday there's a different story where my son and many people, maybe we take things for granted. I mean, little kids are like, they tell their principal, Principal Ray, I had oatmeal for breakfast this weekend. So I don't know if that would be something I would focus on as an emphasis in my life. And so it really changes that. Kids get off the bus on Fridays, because the school's role is really, since we provide the labor, provide the food, the school's role is to collect the bag.
The backpacks, sure.
And that I think is a little more than we probably anticipated, because they
get the bags back.
But they are able to do it, and they come back. That was kind of our litmus test was, are these bags coming back? Is there really a need, or we and they come back every week, all 20 of them.
Wow.
And kids are running off the bus. They said last week was, girl ran off the bus, can I get my food now on Friday morning? Like they're like, no, it comes out after school. So we really do hear the staff that goes into fill. They get to be part of their community once a week, and there really is a message for everybody. So it's really great that way.
But it's great that you employ your own staff members from your business to do that as a way to give back to the community. I think I wish more businesses did things like that.
Well, I could see this as a model, huh?
Absolutely.
People saying, gosh, they did that down in Cottonwood. Maybe we could do that in Reading.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And I hope
or
that
Mount
happens.
Shasta or
Yeah.
Wairika.
There's a huge need for it.
Because the schools, that's their limits to their budget. They don't
Yeah,
have the labor.
absolutely.
Right.
For us, it's an hour, which only seems not much for staff to go down for an hour, but when you're a small business like many people are,
Right.
an hour of labor, it's a lot.
Yeah, no,
Well,
absolutely.
and what I appreciate is that when we do shop local, we'll toot our little local horn here.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we do shop local, we're underwriting and supporting ventures like this,
Absolutely.
where the business community can give back. It takes the strain off of social services.
Mm-hmm.
It creates more money for everybody,
right.
more good things for everybody. It's like kind of, to me, quintessential America.
Yeah.
Right? Working well together to support each other.
And he's doing this all on his own, right? So he's starting
underwriting
this.
it. Yeah. He
I
caught
mean,
the vision and saw the need and
Yeah.
jumped in and said, we can fill this together as a organization. We can fill this for our community.
yeah, absolutely.
So it makes you think twice, frankly, before dropping down to your local chain store.
It's true.
Certainly.
Just swing by either online or in person to Cottonwood Drug, and you're supporting not just the local business, but you're supporting needy kids in the community.
Right. And like you said, it really does help the future generations, and that's the important part, right? That's where it came from, is like, hey, we want to do something that's going to help our future generation, and I really think that that's instrumental in helping people wrap their heads around why you're doing something
Exactly.
like this. I am really glad it came from your business, but this is such a
Well, and our
Amazing
institutions we have, our schools and our churches and our hospitals, they're all so lovely. They really, so for us to look at our west and our north, Cottonwoods, or even all our schools in our state, you wouldn't think that there would be kindergartners and second graders that
There are so
I'm
many.
pretty shocked that have
Yeah.
that level
Right.
of need. And
Right.
so I couldn't imagine, look at me, I couldn't imagine going 2 days without food.
Ditto.
It's really-
Ditto. Well,
We're-
Finn, what have you learned through all this?
Like that I'm super thankful.
You're very thankful. That's right.
glad
And
that
you
you
can
know that
always get involved. If you see a need, you can jump right in like your daddy did. So I'm glad you're watching with us today. We're going to take a break from the first half of our show. We'll come back in a few minutes with the second half.
Hi, we're back, and today we're talking to Bobby Tryon. I'm going to make sure I get these names right. And she is the program director, and Ellen Sugg, and she is the business director. And they are both directors of KKRN, which is a community radio station. And they're going to tell us a little bit about how you got started, where you are, who can listen to it, those types of things.
All right. Well,
Jump right in.
Well, let's start with who can listen to it. Anybody in, just about anybody in Shasta County. Our tower is up in Hatchet Mountain facing west. And so it reaches down through the Intermountain communities and all the way down to Palo Cedro, Bella Vista, Reading, up to Mount Shasta, down to Corning. So up and down I-5, you can hear it on your car. Some places in the homes it's a little bit harder, but in general we have a much bigger area than we expected to, and we're thrilled that so many people can hear it
Yeah.
if they choose to.
So what's your number on the radio dial?
88.5 FM.
Okay. 88.5 FM from Mount Shasta all the way down to Corning, and east all the way over to
Bernie, you can get it in your car,
Okay.
Out to Four
It's a little
Corners,
tricky in some places, yeah.
But not in your home
And certainly
so much.
better in the car than it can be in homes. But we were amazed. We did a directional antenna and didn't know really how far it was going to go.
Yeah.
And got in the car and just started driving south. And I don't know where to go.
Oh, there it is. We're on.
So how did you guys get started with this whole radio station? I mean, you guys have known each other for quite some time.
Yes,
so
we have.
Yeah.
how
And
did
this
this
is-
evolution happen?
And this is community radio
Yeah.
as opposed to a commercial radio. So just
Exactly.
to clarify.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. So community radio, that's a big thing for both Ellen and I, and we we have a big passion for it. So that's sort of how it evolves. Community radio does that. Somebody gets crazy and then they continue to be crazy. And in 2007, the FCC opened up a 1-week window where they let people apply for a community radio station, full power.
Wow.
And they hadn't done it for years before, and they may never do it again. And we applied. And we were lucky enough to be what they call a singleton, which means no one else applied for that frequency. And we got it.
So in 2008, and the we in that case really was the Acorn Community Enterprises and various people from the community up there, because it was based on the idea that there is a community in Round Mountain and Big Bend and Montgomery Creek that has been there and has been doing things, people that have been doing things together for years before this. And the first big thing we did was build Hill Country Health and Wellness Center, and Bobby and I both were involved in that. And then Acorn Community Enterprises happened in '96 when people in that community saw a need for an organization that paid attention to what the community needs were, and had various projects. And it was the Acorn people that actually first found the frequency, and Acorn became the nonprofit.
Umbrella.
That you guys
had to have an
also
umbrella,
started that.
Right.
Okay.
You have to have a nonprofit to make the application. So
That's what I was
Acorn
wondering.
Community
How did it get
Enterprises
started?
owns the license. We applied in 2007 and we got the license in 2008, and then we had 3 years to go on the air. And that
we scrambled.
We
scrambled
and we got a big grant.
We got the second to the last what did we do?
Public Telecommunications Facilities Program.
Right, and it's for stuff.
Okay.
So we
recording stuff.
Yes.
Things you would need in
Yes.
the studio.
To build the studio.
Yep.
Okay.
And we were lucky enough to get to the second to the last one because funds ran out. And we have probably one of the nicest studios for a small community radio station.
Wow.
We have 2 studios, one a production and one on air, with just top of the line equipment. It's just lovely.
It's
Wow.
great.
It's
We
really
got
great.
$85,000 from them, and we had to match it with the community, and we raised another $85,000
Wow.
over the 3 years doing
Wow.
that. So that was really a big
So
effort.
when did you actually go on air?
June
3 years ago.
2011.
Yep.
Wow.
3 years ago.
So we're almost 3 years
Yep.
on the air.
We flipped
Well,
a lot
now-
of pancakes to do that.
You guys know, you guys are saying that it is a community radio station, and that's true. However, you have a lot of different programs on there. I think, Christy, you were even talking about earlier that you listened to the program and you've heard it before, but you thought it was NPR or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
You found out it
they're
was
down
these
on the-
lovely ladies.
They're down on the dial
We're in
next to
that
NPR.
dial.
So
Right.
I got a new car with the new radio settings, and I'm pushing through trying to get to my NPR, and I'm like, wait a minute, this
Who's
guy's
that
been
guy?
talking a long time. This NPR segments are not normally this long. What is this?
That's
And
the good thing
frankly,
about community.
I did not know about this station until you just kind of told me.
Yeah.
I thought it was an aberration. I was like, I didn't know what I was listening to.
But they have a ton of variety, though.
Great variety.
So
Very,
that's
very
what I was
much.
trying to point out is like there's tons of variety, and they have the community radio guide. Can you get this off the internet?
You can.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
They have a really
KKR.
nice, robust, by the way, your website is very
Very
robust.
nice. We have a
Yeah, and what's the address?
KKRN.org.
Okay.
Right.
So you can't miss that. Our guide is there. And other things are there also,
Sure,
which
of
you can
course.
go and check out what we've got going. The way that we raise money to even continue to be on the air is by what we call underwriting. You probably, if you listen to
Right.
NPR, you understand what that is. And those are businesses that decide to support community radio, KKRN, and then by us mentioning them on the air.
Yeah, right.
And then we have 2 pledge drives a year.
Okay.
And
And-
listener supporters, of course.
Sure.
Like KIXE.
Right.
We're
It's
in
like
that
here,
same-
listening
Yeah.
support.
Yeah.
Well, what
And-
I love about your radio station is you have such a variety of shows.
We do.
So how do you decide on the shows? And what if somebody says, "Hey, I'm in the community. I'd like to do a radio show." How do they go about doing that with you?
We're so
we
glad
love
you asked.
Okay, well, those are kind of 2 very separate questions.
Kind of, yes.
Well, answer in whatever
Right.
order you prefer.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have a program committee where we try to run as democratically as we can, and we have a program committee of 9 people that in the very beginning design the matrix. When do we want to have talk? When do we want to have music? What kind of talk, what kind of music? And we set up the general guide of how it's going to look, which basically, so that your viewers will know from
What to expect.
We are on the air 24/7.
Okay.
So early in the morning we have talk from 7 to 9, and then from 9 to 4 every weekday we have music, very eclectic music, and we can talk about the variety. We just decided to get something for everybody.
Yeah, that's great.
And then from 4 to 8 in the evening, we're back on news and talk again. So then we became a Pacifica affiliate. Pacifica is a foundation that has a lot of community radios, and they provide for membership quite an array of programming that we get. And then there's also other sources, Audioport and other sources that we use to find programming. And then we also accept applications from local people. And right now we have about 12 or so local programmers that do their own shows.
So they come into the studio then and record there in the studio.
Yes.
They are on air. I mean, they're live.
Oh, it's live.
You can record, but we mostly do on air. And we teach people. They come and they know nothing.
That's true.
Absolutely nothing.
And
they have
radio's
an
very
idea.
different.
Yeah,
It is.
It is.
It's very different. Yeah.
And they'll have an idea, and we kind of hone that idea down for them, and then we teach them how to work the board and be on the air. And we sit with them for the first couple shows. We've got a new show coming on the 2nd of June, Monday night, and we're going to sit with them.
Okay.
And
what's that new show called?
Examine Life.
There you go.
It's two local, a man and a woman, and they're going to do, philosophical and current event issues, and just sort of talk about it from
Kind of
their
bicker back and
perspective.
forth.
Bickering's always a little fun.
We
It's always
love that.
entertaining, right? It's a little
And
entertaining.
especially when it's a man and woman.
Yes,
that's bickering.
absolutely. I agree. 100%.
So they're going to do that.
We can all have our own show for that with our hosts.
But they were nervous about it, and we sat in the studio, and then we let them do some practice on their own, and they're ready. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
And they're going to be nervous, and we all are. Ellen did it, and was like, but
it's a great opportunity to learn. I mean, and we are volunteer based and completely volunteer run. We do not have staff. And so for me, I am the business director, and I oversee the governance of the radio station, the meetings, the organization, the finances, and then the FCC legal requirements as well. That's part of my job. But I can't remember where I was going with this.
Well, I have a question for you, actually.
About the show. But the opportunity, when it became obvious to me from doing outreach, that would be really fun to have what we call a community works radio, which is kind of like the forum. I talk to people about what they do in the community. And then it just was such a learning curve, but so fun as a retired teacher in my 60s to be, learning something. That's what they say is good for the brain.
Absolutely. It keeps you spry and young like you guys are.
And it's really fun.
So online at KKRN.org, there is an application for a show. It can be a little intimidating. You can call either Ellen or I. Our numbers are there. There's also an email there. And we talk to you personally. If you call KKRN, you will get one of us.
Great. Yeah.
And we can help you guide, hey, is that a good idea? Sure, come on out. And then the program committee helps with that. And we go out and get our shows. You asked that question. We've done a lot of research to find these programs. And I wanted to just...
Who decides what shows you'll put on, even from the Pacifica?
The committee.
Oh, the committee. Okay,
and myself as the program director, I have a lot of say on that too.
Great.
At the very beginning, the two directors did quite a bit of the choices for the original, but then we get the one we know. We get great music.
And check out the music, guys, because we've got country music, we've got cowboy music, we have blues deluxe.
I see your DJ Chin.
And that's a local
rebel
guy,
guy.
local guy who's right up there in Round Mountain.
Do you add? So let me ask you this question: for your DJs and things like that, and your musicians, do you add people from the community on there? Okay, sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
we
fantastic.
want them. We want you guys, people.
everybody
So
from
you need to check out KKRN.org.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Because we're kind of running out of time.
Yes.
So
Okay.
critical components you want our
Yes.
viewers to know.
Yes.
KKRN.org. If you have an idea, they want to hear it.
Right.
Can you get that from what they're saying? They're
Right.
very excited.
And 88.5 FM, that's the biggest thing.
Listen.
Put it on your radio. Be one
program it.
program it and check it out because it is different. It's a gem. You
And
have
it's
a
done
gem.
by the community and for the community and for the community.
Oh, we love that. Well, of
you
course
know.
we love that because we're on the forum.
And here you
We're
are.
going to interview interesting people doing interesting things.
things.
Thanks, you guys, for coming on.
You're welcome. You're
Show us
welcome.
was today.
Yeah,
We
it
had
was
Cottonwood
really
Drug,
great.
and now you guys both. Giving back to the community different ways. That's part of what I love about this show. It's always someone new doing something different.
Right.
Thanks for watching. We love your feedback. Check us out on YouTube, the KIXE station as well. Come back next week. We're going to have more interesting people doing interesting things. Have a great week, and thanks for watching.